Tonight, the defense presenting their case in the trial of Ghislane Maxwell, charged as part of Jeffrey Epstein's alleged sex trafficking ring.
They're going to continue this theme that they established with their opening statement, that she is a woman who is taking the fall for a man. And if you think the man is bad, so be it. But she is not the one who's worthy and deserving of this punishment.
The first witness called, Kimberly Espinoza, a former employee of Epstein and Maxwell assistant, who worked for the British socialite for 6 years. Espinoza testifying she never saw Maxwell or Epstein engaged in any inappropriate act. The former executive assistant saying she saw Jane, an alleged victim who testified earlier in the trial, about 5 times in the office. But under prosecution questioning, Espinoza says she never worked at the Palm Beach mansion where Jane says she was abused the most. Jane telling the court earlier this month that she met Maxwell and Epstein at age 14. Before being taught personally by Maxwell how to sexually satisfy Epstein. Espinoza says she saw Epstein interacting with Jane, telling jurors, "I thought there was a loving relationship." Maxwell, charged with 6 sex-related trafficking counts, pleading not guilty to all of them. Jane, along with several of the prosecution's witnesses, have testified Maxwell groomed them to have sex with Epstein and even engage in orgies. The prosecution arguing Maxwell was not an unwilling accomplice, but a key part of luring teenagers into Epstein's orbit. Former employees testifying Maxwell handed out a 58-page manual distributed by staff with strict and specific rules, like never disclose Mr. Epstein or Miss Maxwell's activities or whereabouts to anyone, and remember that you see nothing, hear nothing, say nothing. Staffers were also ordered to keep a gun placed in a bedside table drawer. Legal experts believe the prosecution's visual evidence may be key.
They've been showing how close these two were and all of the interpersonal dynamics. We've seen photos of them together, photos of them kissing, photos of them traveling together. And through that, the government is attempting to prove these conspiracy counts.
Tom Winter outside the courthouse for us in Lower Manhattan now. Tom, Maxwell there inside the courthouse today, as she has been every day since this trial started. Is there any indication at this point as to whether she's actually going to testify?
Aaron, just in the past couple of minutes, we were able to get an update on the timing from Maxwell's own attorneys. Based on what they told the judge and what they anticipated, it appears that they really don't anticipate calling her. The problem, legal experts say, is that on cross-examination, when the prosecutors have the opportunity to ask Maxwell questions, the challenges for her there when it goes to her state of mind. In other words, Ghislane Maxwell, why were you hanging out with a 14-year-old girl while she was eating ice cream? Or what did you think when all these young women passed you at the Palm Beach mansion of Jeffrey Epstein? What did you think was really going on in those massages? It's those type of questions, Aaron, that could cause a real problem for her, and that's why it is so very unlikely we're going to see her on the stand.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.